Okay, so specifically, I'm going to just start like pretty much extending what my partner said. So specifically, we are pretty much saying that music is more open to interpretation. We can't just continuously go to debate tournaments, have the same files, same cards, just like read the same, like say 1NCT files, just like make this a predictable debate with like literally no fun. Music is open for interpretation. I'm gonna actually show you the satire of what we do every single tournament. Okay. On place. 1NCT substantial. A interpretation at substantial increase for space at least $2.6 billion. This bill represents a substantial increase of $2.6 billion for the administration requested NASA earlier this year. B. Violation. This plan costs $47 million. That is not enough. Printed 11. The 2012 budget request NOA sent to Congress in February to ask $47.3 million for Discover. C. Standards, predictable limits. They unlimit the resolution. They justify infinite, predictable and tiny apps and put one satellite or astronaut into space. The only increase for funding for any program is by a marginal amount. Number 2, ground. We lose links to spending, trade-off, politics, relations because the app doesn't require a substantial increase in funding, meaning that they can just spike out of links. It's not what they do, it's what they justify. D. T is a voter. Vote for fairness in education. Prior interpretation is preferable in a framework of competing interpretations. Vote nay to set a precedent for a better world of debate and to rectify damage done before this round started. Reasonability is arbitrary. It leads to judge intervention, which destroys education. Maybe that wasn't exactly satire, but maybe that was just one step above what we do in positive debate. Now I will actually show you the real satire as I talk about it. Yeah, so specifically in Quasics, they pretty much conceded that how like music is specifically just an open interpretation and for the reasons as to why just specifically reading these cards over and over again is pretty much bad, drawn out, tasteless, whatnot, all that stuff. So specifically, I'm going to show you a second card of why continuous rambling about just like yelling the tagline and then specifically just like quietly spreading the actual text and warning is bad. Okay. Our interpretation is that they have to increase space funding by $2.6 billion. It is good for predictable ground limits, so it shouldn't have to be struck by the additional research burden. Competing interpretation is good because it's a totally non-arbitrary standard. Abuse and reasonability are inherently subjective to debate with judge intervention, which destroys debate and education. And our interpretation is best, even if substantial is arbitrary. It can be interpreted in context. Davinsky 02. The British reported in Norway can do the term substantial made favorably independent resolutions have been mediated by interest to get evidence of use. The question is not explained by how the phrase would be understood by a person experiencing this field. See, doesn't that actually ring a bell from like literally every other round? We can't just like specifically stay for like this exact format. We need to actually kind of like bridge, like make you perhaps like go out, like just like out of the boundaries and like actually have more interpretation, like be more open to interpretation when we're actually doing the debate in general. And rounds and evidence cites NASA budget increases. It's the best way to define what an increase in funding for space exploration actually is. And Discover only requires $47.3 million in funding. That's not a substantial increase. On to the standards debate. This is another thing that I exactly do not like. First, limits. They mask the unlimited topic. Literally any space program becomes topical if they can make the minuscule increase. Substantial is key to check the research burden. Number 2, allowing the app to take any action that ultimately results in putting something in space vastly expensive. The topic to include any action that they can find solvency evidence for that makes negative and predictably impossible. Do these arguments ring a bell? Are specifically the long, drawn-out T arguments that are used in literally every T argument. Predictable limits are good. They're the internal link to all of the standards. Independently will win us the debate. Wrong 84. It's going to be satisfaction with academic data utilize the policy proposition programs are diminishing both the scope and size. This is the kind of policy debate is tied many work group believe to excessively broad topics. The problems that the broad policy topics terrify novice debaters, especially those who lack a high school debate experience. They are unable to cope with the breadth of the topic and experience negaphobia. So basically, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that it terrifies novice debaters. But that's specifically because there's such a, just like a drawn out, like perfect format for every policy debate. You don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've actually had this from like a first-hand experience. Like, you don't want just a specific drawn out, like line by line, like just. Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. One more thing I'd like to add, or no?
No, you can't. Time.